Okay guys, in this presentation we're going to be checking out the 3 different samples you're going to be ordering from your 3 different factories. This is only a guideline. Obviously some products you won't be able to find 3 factories. If you found a hot selling product and there's only a few factories, then that's pretty cool because you can really get down on the price there. Always order at least 3 samples from each of your selected factories. Once you have received your samples and are happy with them, they should be sorted like this. 1 sample should be kept in place of your sample archive and spreadsheet. We'll go more into the spreadsheet in another video. I'm going to give you a quick overview on it. It's pretty cool. It's just something to log your samples, because once you start doing a few products and then you're getting, say, 3 samples for each product, you'll soon be swamped in samples. It's great to keep things organized, keep things logged, and then it's a quick reference to find which samples are the ones you really want to go back to if you need to. The next sample should be used as a reference sample. More on this shortly. We'll go into this in a sec. A reference sample is extremely useful and can save you a lot of money. We'll talk about this in a sec. And the remaining samples can be sold on eBay. I always recommend you get 5 samples from each factory. So you'd probably be looking at 15 samples from your 3 factories. I know it says 3 samples and capital letters across the top there, but it's 3 samples from 3 factories. So 3 different samples, so 15 samples in total. The remaining samples should be sold on eBay to test the market. Okay, so if you're archiving one, using one as a reference sample, that will leave you with 3 samples per factory. So you'd have like 9 samples left. So that's great. You can sell them on eBay and make a bit of money back, maybe break even, maybe even make a bit of a profit on them. That should be cool. Definitely do that. And also it will test the market. As soon as you put them on there, if they're gone within a few daws, you've got a hot product. That's great. If they're taking a little longer to sell, it might be your eBay account, your listings. You might not have well, I'm not saying you have, but you might have a bad rating, a bad reference. You might not have a reference or rating at all. These things all obviously count. If you've got a good product though, it will sell, and there's a lot of things there to take into consideration, but if it's good, it'll sell. Okay, what you need to know is there are 2 types of product, a standard and a variable. Most products fall into these categories. Now, a standard product is generally a product that won't change with each order. So you order this product, you'll get that product. Someone else comes along and orders 100 or 1,000 of these products, they will get the same product. That's a standard product. A good example is the pull-up bar. It's a pull-up bar, and it will come in the same generic arbitrary box that's good for selling. It's got the same images on that box that everyone gets. The pull-up bar is the same color. You can modify it if you want to, and they'll charge you for that, but generally that will stay the same. A variable product is a product, say, if you're selling towels and you want to change the color, people want to change different sizes of towels, there's different reasons for having a towel. It's very much a variable product where each order will be different depending on the buyer's requests. So a variable product is something like if you were to, say, buy a towel and you'd had a look on Terapeak and it had a good sell-through rate, you'd had a look on Amazon and everyone was sending these towels, but a common denominator in all the reviews was people weren't really happy with the size of the towel they were getting. They wanted a bigger towel because the size wasn't big enough for them. So you could then go to supplier and say, hey, I want to order a towel, but for this order, I want it to be a bigger size towel. Now, don't get me wrong, you can order a bigger size pull-up bar, but a pull-up bar is a pull-up bar, if you see what I'm saying. Okay, making your samples work for you. Next, we will see how the reference sample will help you save and make more money as you expand. Now, samples aren't just about testing the factory and testing the product to see if it's decent to sell. A sample is something that can be kept and used as reference later to make factories compete against each other. Once you start to make bigger orders, then it's good practice to make factories compete to produce your product. Obviously, a factory you've never dealt with before won't know your product, standard or variable. But if you have a reference sample, then it can be sent to them. It just makes things much easier. You've got the sample, that was what you agreed on with your initial factory. You've been selling a lot, but you feel like you've not found the base price for your product, and you probably could trim things down and make things easier. Now, keeping a factory on its toes is very important. If you go to another factory, you say, hey, I'm selling 1,000 of these a month or whatever. I do business with this factory. Here's what they're offering. Can you make this product exactly the same? Can you match their price? They will more than likely say yes. You can then send them pictures of your reference sample. You can then even send them the reference sample and they can take a look at it, and then they will send you back samples of what they've made that are to match your reference sample. So you then go back to your initial factory that's been making yours all the time and say, hey, this factory's offered me this at this price, and they can make this exactly the same product. In fact, they're even doing it a little bit better. What are you going to do to beat that? And you go back and forth and you play them off against each other, and that eventually brings the price down, and you find the baseline price of your product. You get way better service because factories now know that you're not messing around. You're going with the best deal here. You're not lazy, and you're not going to, oh, I've got a sweet deal with this factory. Oh, I can't be bothered to go find bad deals. You know, they play on that, and you need to let them know that, you know, you want the best deal and you want the biggest bang for your buck. It's as simple as that. Please excuse my images of two factories racing each other. It was just kind of a graphical reference to show this, you know, factories will compete very much with each other to get your business, and it's definitely something you should capitalize on. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.